Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is a tarot reading for today or any day that you find it. So first I'm going to tune into the energies of today. And you'll notice that there's a lot of silence in my videos. That is intentional. That's when God or Spirit comes in and talks to you. Maybe through me, maybe through my spirit. I might be silent, but my spirit or God might be talking to you. I tend to feel energy within me. And last night I was in a lot of pain. It's not physical pain in my body, it's a pain outside of my body that feels like an aching. And it moved all over from my heart to my stomach, from my stomach up to my heart, to my back. So much pain and suffering and achingness. And my dog was very restless last night. She woke up twice. She woke me up at 2 and 4 in the morning to go outside. She was really restless. So I think that's part of the energy. I think that's some of the energy that's... So if that resonates with you, then you might be listening to this for a reason. So I'm going to start pulling from the archetypes. I've been doing the Carolyn Mace's archetype cards, which are very, correspond really well with Jungian psychology. Carl Jung, and light and shadow, deal with light and shadow. The Light Seers Tarot also deals with light and shadow, and I think that's what's happening in the world right now, where a lot of the shadow is coming up and we're bringing it into the light. So it looks really bad right now out there. It looks really scary, but it's just the unconscious, the shadow coming into the light. And that's the only way, sorry, I just ate. That's the only way that we can face it, is if we can see it, if we can have the courage to see it. So I'm shuffling through my archetype cards, and we've been getting the Miser and Midas, which has to do with scarcity, a scarcity mindset, and the haves and the have-nots, and jealousy, and lack, and fear. So I've gotten that same card 3 times in a row. I'm really shuffling to make sure that we're getting the right card for today. I do think that's a lot of what we're dealing with right now in the world. But let's see if anything else comes up. Maybe there's some other shadow around that needs to get cleared. And I always say that everything means something, all the messages that are coming in. And I don't know if you can hear that truck now and the beeping, the backing up. So maybe you need to back up. Back up and look at things more objectively. When we're really close to something, we're very reactive. I had a client yesterday who, that was the energy that I was feeling with them when they came in. I'm not usually like that. I'm more coming from a peaceful place. But I noticed I was very reactive to them and jumping in, and it was that anxious energy. So I recognized that that was not coming from me. That was their energy field. And I think a lot of us are very anxious right now, and we need to just take a step back. So what archetype are we working with today? What is the shadow that's coming up in us that we need to face? Oh, this one flew out. So funny how that happens. Advocate. Ooh, this is so cool. Advocate or advocate. Light attribute inspires you to put compassion into action. Shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Oh, I love that. Okay, so if you are called to do something in the world, this does have to do with the scarcity mindset. I almost want to put that one out above it. Because I'm doing tarot card readings, but I'm also doing family constellations. So the tarot card is a reading of the energy, and the family constellation part is moving the energy in the direction we want it to go. So it's a energy healing, the family constellation part. I'm gonna try to do it shorter today because it got really long yesterday, and I recognize that we don't sometimes have all that time, although I really love, there's certain people that I really love listening to, and I just can bathe in their energy. It's just so positive and uplifting, and I hope that I'm one of those people for you, that you can just bathe in the love and the nurturing that I offer, and the stillness, except for that really obnoxious truck out there. Okay, so if you're feeling like you want to do something for the world, like you have a cause that you're really, that's calling to you. You see all these injustices in the world right now, and they just make you angry. You hear the anger and the saw? It's cutting away at you. It's cutting away at your spirit and your soul. But it's also calling something out of you. What do you believe in? What inspires you to action? What do you feel compassionate about? But then the part with the miser and the Midas is, how am I going to make money with this? How am I going to support myself? I really want to do this thing, but I need to be able to live and support myself. And sometimes we get confused and we just go for the money. We get confused. Why are we doing this? So I've been doing this YouTube channel for a while, and I've been trying to move from therapist to coach because being a therapist takes a lot out of me. Every therapist is different, and people have said, oh, you shouldn't get too close to things. You shouldn't feel that. That's my gift that I feel with other people. It's something that my grandmother gave to me. I have the courage and the strength to be able to feel with other people so they don't feel alone. They're not alone in their emotion, and I don't want to change that about me. But I need to do what I do a little bit less, and that makes it hard for me to support myself. So I started out on this journey to become a coach to make more money. While offering my gifts and always wanting to help people. And I got a little lost, I got a little lost, as we all, I think, do. And I've always not liked when I feel like people are just about the money, but we all need to support ourselves. So that's like the shadow attribute here. Embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. It's easy to let that, to fall into that, So don't be hard on yourself when that happens. It's human. We all need to be able to support ourselves. But we also need to come back in alignment with what we really want to create in the world. What is driving us? What is inspiring us? What cause do we want to commit to and put action and compassion into? So now I'm still doing my YouTube channel, but I'm following A Course in Miracles and what brings me joy. And also what brings me joy is helping other people. And what brings me joy is listening to God and Spirit. And God and Spirit talk to me a lot through tarot cards. And I really love the shadow and the light because we all have that. So I'm kind of combining everything that all my experiences in life into this, where I offer love and peace and insight into shadow and how to move shadow into light, how to be compassionate with your shadow and move it into the light. Okay, so I was looking for the Miser card. Let's just see if it comes out. If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't come out, then okay. Anyway, I like this one though. I think we're gonna just take this one. And this might be what we use for the family constellation. Alchemist. Have you read The Alchemist? The Alchemist light attribute is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. The shadow attribute is misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So it does go along with this, right? You have gifts to offer the world, but you may be letting too much of this shadow side come in. Embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. So just offer this part of you some compassion and love and understanding. And we can move into this alchemist, the light attribute of alchemy, which is transformation of our base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Okay, so I'm putting advocate over alchemist. So it's going to look like this on the table in front of me. And we're going to work with that later after we get a couple of the Light Seers Tarot. So this is the Light Seers Tarot by Chrisanne, and it has shadow and light messages. Okay, so that truck is leaving. I can feel actually the piece moving. Can you feel it? As you step back, as you move away from the things that are causing you grief or pain, you come into clarity and peace, and you can see things differently. So I did 2 readings from A Course in Miracles this morning. One was lesson 192, and one was a brief version of lesson 193. And that one was, I will see this differently when I forgive. Okay, so we have the Magician, the Alchemist, taking that wisdom of our journey here and using it to create what we want, or bringing it into the world, bringing it into the world. So instead of staying stuck in that anger about what happened to you, how you were misused and abused, and who injured you and hurt you, and take it, forgive, and you will see it differently. And allow that to guide you and inspire you into the action that you want to move towards. What brings you joy? What is in the highest good of all, and how can you serve in a way that brings you joy, that uplifts you, that uplifts your energy? There's a little chipmunk that just ran across my little deck outside. I don't know what chipmunk power animal is. Ooh, we got the 5 of Swords again. We had the 5 of Swords for like maybe 3 days in a row. And we had the Magician too. We had the Magician yesterday, but the Magician came first today. So that is interesting. That sounds like more of our magician is coming out. And the Six of Pentacles. But it was upside down, so we're going to get the shadow side of that too. Okay, I'm just going to take 3 because my readings are getting really long. So we're also going to pull from the Wisdom of the Oracle. But maybe just 1 card from the Wisdom of the Oracle today. We'll see what we get. Maybe whatever wants to come out. We'll see. What are you feeling in your body right now? I'm feeling, I tune into other people's energy, so I read other people's energy and I feel other people's energy. I'm feeling a little anxiety in my heart area right now. Okay, this one wants to come to the edge. And I always talk about this one in terms of family constellations because when I learned to become a family constellation facilitator, there's a place where you know what to do, you know where to guide the energy, and there's a place where you don't know what to do anymore. And so when that happens, you just come to the edge and you ask God, how can I help? How can I, in whatever way that comes to you, how can I help move this energy in the direction that's in the highest good for this person? And I'll wait until I get that knowing, and then I'll make that move with the energy. Okay, so I'm just looking at the Six of Pentacles, the way that it is upside down. It looks kind of like they're rolling a sphere towards you, or a coin. And then there's one that you're offering. So it's almost like giving and receiving, it feels like to me. That balance between giving and receiving. And it's when we're worried about not receiving that gets off balance and we get greedy and we get that scarcity mindset. So knowing that we will receive is part of that. Okay, we know about the Magician. We know about the Five of Swords. It's illusion. Also, it's like those negative thoughts that distract us from what we know and what we want and what we really believe. So I was reading somebody else that does family constellations. I was reading their post, and they were talking about darker entities, finding darker entities in the family constellations. And then they were talking about, I don't know if people have heard of this, but reptilian beings that we can't see, or most of us can't see, that are interfering with our world and causing us to be more in ego and more in anger and attack. Whether that's true or not, because I have encountered, not in family constellations, but in my own personal life, I have encountered darker forces. I don't fear them because I know what's real is what's inside of us. But I think whether it's real or not, it actually helped me to think that way, because it helped me to try to control my negative thinking and my negative thoughts. I was like, okay, if that's true, then I'm going to fight against that. I'm not going to let them do that. So I thought it was a useful concept in that way, whether it's real or not. And I think actually everything is like thought and form, thought and form, thought and form from the magician. So when we think something enough, it becomes form. It solidifies into form. So it's as real as everything here is real. And maybe it can help you to fight against those thoughts and ways of being that just put more anger and hate and evil into the world. And you can get control over your mind and start focusing on where you want your energy to go, what you want the world to look like, bringing that light out into the world. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles. I'm going to see if there's anything in here that could help us to understand this energy a little better. Two-way abundance, giving and receiving. Yes, giving and receiving. So part of the family constellation piece of this is going to be, I'm going to turn that card upside down into the light. Because I'm reading you the light side now. Being charitable, a positive and generous mindset, advancement, awakening, inflow, help coming from others. Okay, that's this right here. It's balancing that. It's not the, it's moving out of the shadow attribute of embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Like a lot of the politicians out there probably went into it for good reasons and then got corrupted by ego and power. A lot of them were searching for power. So they must not have had power. They must have felt pretty helpless in their lives. That's pretty sad. I think we can all have some compassion for that. And maybe that can move us into forgiveness. And you can ask God to help you see this differently. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. It doesn't happen like that. Be gentle with yourself. It's a process. It's a journey. Okay, so the shadow side of the Six of Pentacles is one-way flow of abundance, either over giving or over receiving. I know I was an overgiver. But I was overgiving because I wanted to receive love, and I thought if I just kept giving, that I would receive it, which is like this again, you know. It's getting out of balance. It was for personal gain in the long run. I just wanted to be loved. But there was also this light side of it, which is I love other people. I saw their hurt, I saw their pain, and I wanted to help. But I also wanted to be helped, and I also wanted to be loved. So we have both. It's finding that balance. I'm going to just turn it sideways so we can find that balance. Do you feel it different now? Sometimes I can feel that energy moving through me. And I'm picturing like this figure 8 or this infinity symbol. Okay, and it goes, I show gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. Which also goes with family constellations and forgiveness. Being open to give to others and to receive from others are states that we must all cultivate. This card asks you to experience these consciously. How does helping others make you feel? It feels good, right? Abundant, heart-centered. Gifting your time, money, or energy to someone else will open up the floodgates of new resources coming your way. Except when you're overgiving and you're not taking care of yourself and your own energy, and you're not listening to yourself and your body. When that happens, you feel depleted and angry and resentful. So you also have to bring that energy back into you. You can give, and then when you're giving too much, you'll feel that. I feel it like a twisting in my stomach a lot of the time. How do you feel it when you're giving too much? You need to bring that energy back and give something to you. What replenishes you? Be generous with everything you have learned and remain conscious of the flow of abundance from the universe. Consider these sacred dualities, learning and teaching, receiving and giving, accepting and offering. Okay. Learning and teaching, receiving and giving. Okay, so that was a message, but I'm not sure what it was. We'll see. Accepting and offering. Open your heart to this sacred balance of energy and fill in any gaps you have around scarcity and abundance. It will imbue your life with compassion and generosity and usher in new states of prosperity. Donating your energetic resources to help others will be life-changing for those in need. Choose a cause that moves your soul and watch your feelings of prosperity shift. Okay, so I do eventually want to be able to make money from what I'm doing. I'm not asking for that now, because I think it's just going to come naturally. I believe it's just going to come naturally, and I will receive, because God told me that. So I'm not going to worry about that anymore, because I know that I will receive. I am receiving so much right already. I'm receiving so much love and support and even resources, because I just got a divorce and I didn't know how I was going to support myself or where I was going to live. But it all just came and flowed to me. And so I know that I will be cared for and I will receive what I need. So I don't ask anything for this now because I don't need to. Okay, so let's see what we want to shift, what we want to move in this family constellation. We moved this sideways. Okay. I want to move these. I want to move the shadow part of the alchemist, but I have to move this one first. So I'm going to read a little bit about the Five of Swords, which we have been getting. And then I can see where the movement is coming from. So coming to the edge, I'm going to ask for what will serve in the best and highest for all that are listening right now, for all that are tuned into this energy, and for all that are seeking this assistance or this guidance, or this energy healing, which all healing comes from you. Other people just facilitate that healing. But healing is a choice and a calling. So if you were called to this channel or to hear this message, then you were called to heal this within yourself. And I am just facilitating that. This says the lessons move me ahead always, which brings me back to transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. What is your story? What is the story that you're telling yourself? Offer it up to God and ask God to help you see it differently. So let's do that now. How can I see this differently? How can I forgive? You may have experienced an unexpected loss that has left you a little bit sore. I don't know if that's that hurt and pain that I was feeling last night. So much pain and just a longing and a yearning and a burning and just really, really hard, really hard feelings. Sometimes life sometimes life just isn't fair, and these inequities can drain our energy for much longer than they need to. Often it's the fear of failure that does the most of the draining. If you are feeling outsmarted or outjousted, remember that one chapter doesn't define you. Wins and losses are both a part of the human experience, and the keys to self-improvement lie dormant inside the difficulties. It's that alchemy of your story. It's taking your story and turning it into the light. Okay, so we're going to move the Five of Swords out, and we're just going to take that out, and we're going to move this down in between, so that it's now in between the Alchemist and the Six of Pentacles. Did you feel that shift in the energy? Just breathe into it, see if you can feel it. And we're going to move this come to the edge up over the shadow attribute. So we're going to push the shadow attribute into the light. We're going to come to the edge and we're going to ask God for help seeing this differently. And then we're going to move this Six of Pentacles right side up so that our giving and our receiving are in balance, and our teaching and our learning are in balance. I have something to offer you, and you have something to offer me. We need each other, and that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. A lot of us have been hurt and abandoned by people that we love, and they haven't come through for us. And so we start to close off, and we feel like we have to do it all ourselves, and we can't depend on anybody, and we can't rely on anybody. But in fact, we need to be interdependent. One of my great teachers, Sue Johnson, who passed away very recently, she created the model Emotionally Focused Couples Therapy, which is all about sharing our emotion together and holding our emotion together. And she said that we need to be able to be interdependent with each other. We need to be able to depend on each other. We need each other. So don't close your heart out if you've been hurt. Keep it open, and find the love all around you, and give yourself love. When you're giving, don't give too much so that you're depleted. Give what you can, and then when you feel, when your body will tell you, when you feel like it's too much and you need to come inward and give to yourself and take care of yourself. That's not selfish at all. That's just the law of giving and receiving. We need to find balance. We need to be in balance. Our reading is in balance now. just breathe into that. Let's take 3 breaths together. Breathing in through your nose and blowing it out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose. All that darkness and blowing it out as light. We are going to alchemize that darkness and we're going to turn it into light. Through our balanced giving and receiving. Because it is when we're out of balance that love turns into resentment. We have to balance love of ourselves with love of others. And we can do that by tuning into our body and letting our body tell us what it needs. What is your body telling you right now? I'm just going to leave you with that.